Welcome to today's Soul Chat, and I am coming to you from this beautiful park out in nature, grounding myself with everything that's going on so that way we can have a little conversation. And I'm going to get straight into it today. I know that I usually like to go around, so hopefully we will keep this compact and sweet, because I'm going to share with you a really powerful message. And how I got to this message is I have been sharing these soul chats here and going live and sharing these across multiple different platforms. And today I said, okay, well, what is a message I can share? And I got nudged to pull up my document on my computer, which has all my channeled messages from the Akashic records that have been shared publicly or in my email list or in different ways. And some of them haven't been shared. And what I'll do is I will close my eyes and I will scroll until I hear stop or feel that it's time to go to that page, or, like to open my eyes and see what it is. And the reason I said that today is a practice in self-trust is because it is the day after Election Day here in the United States. And this message, I know, is going to be really powerful for some of you to hear. Some of you it may be tough to hear. And my human is kind of like scared to share this message. It's really good, but it's just scared because of the way it may be perceived, because I'm not sharing this from a place of agreeing with or not agreeing with or anything like that. It literally is a powerful message that applies to so many different experiences. And of course, it just so happens to apply to this now experience. And it can be a tool that can really help each of us in so many aspects of life. And so what I said about practicing the self-trust is that I trust my intuition, I trust myself, and I trust when I'm guided to follow through on it. And that's what I'm going to do today when I share this message. And so for perspective, this was channeled November of 2023, September 22nd of 2023. And I sent this out to my email list. So if you like this message and you want to get more things like this, then that's one place that you can get them in your inbox. And so here goes. Okay, the very first thing that came through was the song. Sometimes I get songs that come through, and I'll take these off. I won't be able to see if anybody comments. Oh wait, I can't see my thing. Here we go, if I make it bigger. All right, so the very first thing was a song, and it's a song by Bob Marley. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. That was so not the right tune. Here's what they say. Here's what the record keepers say. What if you were to believe that everything's gonna be all right? To truly believe and accept this as a truth in your day-to-day life, in your day-to-day reality. You see, part of the human experience for some is learning how to be present with and to accept the things in your reality, especially those that bring up and or trigger feelings of doubt, lack, scarcity, worry, fear, or others. Trust your experience. To practice being present with these emotions, thoughts, feelings, and or beliefs that are present when these triggers occur. You see, neutralizing the energy, emotions, attachments, hooks, bindings, etc., that have been created and accepted as reality, as truth, at some level during your human experience, consciously, subconsciously, or otherwise. Neutralizing this energy is about holding space for and being present with the emotions and feelings that come up. As we said, some of you are meant to come face to face with the triggers that bring up the emotions around lack, scarcity, fear, and the like. When we reference face to face, in this context, we are referring to one facing their fears and holding space for what is, without judgment or attachment. And by practicing this time and time again, you will come to notice and believe and trust that everything's going to be all right. With love, the record keepers. my interpretation of this message is 100-fold. And the one aspect that I want to share today is that I know there's going to be lots of interpretations of this message, and you interpret it in the way that's going to help you the most. And here's, for me, what I love about this message and the work that I do and when I work with others is that there are so many different things that trigger us, and it's really about our perspective. I'm not going to share this message right now, but I'll share the gist of it. I just channeled a message that I'm going to send out to my email list today that was talking about the different perspectives. Like, are you trying to find answers in the maze? And if you're trying to find answers in the maze, when you're inside the maze, you're probably not going to find them. And they were talking about a lot of the answers. They were talking about, like, here I am sharing the whole message. So they were talking about, like, the perspective where you're looking at the maze from above. And that is one of the ways to get answers, but you can't just stay above looking at the maze because you need both perspectives. And so I share that because a message like the one today, inviting us to face our triggers and to hold space for them and to be mindful of what is coming up. What is coming up for us to release, let go, evaluate. I mean, there's so many different things. That's my perspective when I'm triggered. And so, like, going back to the message here, what if you're going to believe that everything is going to be all right? This is something that, for me, I've been practicing this concept in so many different ways when it comes to how, for me, when I get into places of anxiety, especially when they're referencing, I took off my glasses so I wouldn't, like, be disconnected from you because they look like sunglasses, but I can't really see without having this, like, in my face. So they were sharing here, part of the human experience for some is learning how to be present with and to accept the things in your reality, especially those that bring up and or trigger feelings of doubt, lack, scarcity, worry, or fear, or other things that come up that is your experience. And so for me, this is part of what I feel like and that I see with myself and clients. Part of this work when it comes to personal development, growth, soul growth. A lot of people in this space talk about, like, ascension or raising your levels of consciousness. And it's not about being better than anybody. It's not about acting like nothing is happening or going on. Like, it's not about ignoring things that are going on. If we are, like, the thing is how can we show up more powerfully? And I am going to go a little bit into my own thoughts to feel present here, is when things are very uncertain, how can we show up and own our power even more? How can we show up and trust ourselves and our intuition to help guide us and to help move us forward? Because when it comes to this message that I shared today, it's like if we are triggered and reacting to the trigger, whatever it is, there's a lesson there to be learned about some of these different concepts. I feel like this is a bit, like, broad, and I'm trying to, like, in a short period of time, chunk it down. For me, being able to practice trusting that everything is going to be all right, like how they say here, to truly believe and accept that as a truth in your day-to-day life, for me, that helps me to stay more grounded, to hear my own intuition, to connect with my heart, to connect with my soul, to connect with God, universe, spirit, for the next best steps that are empowering for me. When I am triggered and I am in cycles of lack, scarcity, fear, doubt, uncertainty, when I am in those cycles and in those energies, it's really tough for me to hear my own inner guidance, to hear my soul, to hear my heart, to hear my intuition. It's really tough for me to hear that. And I find that based on my experience, I tend to look for outside answers. I tend to look for things outside of me to be able to help give me answers. And so I don't know, that's just one experience and one that I see with a lot of my clients. And this work that I talk about and the things that come on here, this is deep work. This is deep work to go into, to be able to pause and take a moment to evaluate, like, okay, what's really here, and what are my beliefs, and what are the things that are bringing me into this experience, and what are some different ways that I can view it from. There's no right or wrong answers. It's really like what helps to, for me, this is my perspective, like what helps to bring you back into your own power, your own heart, your own energy, like to be you 1000% instead of like scattered energies all over responding to things. Like that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. All right. I think that I'm gonna put my glasses back on so I can see. I think that sums it up for today. And I look forward to connecting with you on our next soul chat. And remember, everything's going to be all right. Bye.